Hey, do you feel like your character's hair looks flat, lifeless, like it has no depth? Well, I got just a solution for you. Sort of. That being said, how do you paint more dynamic hair? Hair that actually feels alive, soft, shiny, emotional. Hair that doesn't just sit there but moves with light. Like really, how? So let's break it down into 3 simple ways. And stick around because there's a bonus tip at the end. The first step is choosing a color palette for the hair. For this, I usually ask an AI to generate an RGB color palette that includes the base color, shadows, deep shadows, highlights, and any additional colors I might need. The exact palette depends on the style I'm aiming for. For this character, I chose Sakura Pink because I felt it suited the design well. I start by filling the entire hair area with the base color using the Fill tool, Bucket tool. Then, on a new layer, I paint the larger shadow shapes. I keep the edges relatively sharp and place the shadows behind the bangs, underneath hair strands, around the roots, and along the sides of the head to establish the overall form. Next, I create another layer and paint the hair roots with a slightly different color to add more depth and variation. To create smooth and natural transitions between the colors, I use a painterly blending brush. After blending, I lightly apply blur where needed to soften the transitions and make them feel more natural. As a final touch, I recolor the hair outline with a different shade that matches the overall palette. This helps the hair blend more naturally with the artwork and makes it feel less flat. And that's the final result. First, use a soft light layer to define the main light source so the direction of the light becomes clear. Add a high saturation color between light and shadow to create a lively transition. Place deeper shadows where hair strands overlap, using triangle shapes for a professional look. Paint a thick highlight, then erase parts of it to form sharp, controlled tips. Use Add or Screen to apply a soft, ethereal glow to the bangs and back areas. Finish with subtle definition shadows to make the hair feel fully 3-dimensional. First, fill the entire hair area with your base color using the Fill tool. Then, grab the airbrush and softly apply a darker shade to the lower half of the hair. Next, create a new layer and use the opaque watercolor brush to paint a lighter color on the inner sections of the hair in a V-shaped pattern. After that, add the shadows with an even darker color. While painting the shadows, leave a distorted zigzag-shaped area in the middle untouched. This creates a transition zone between the light and shadow areas. Now it's time to blend everything together. Using color stretch, drag the shadows in the direction of the hair strands. This softens the transitions and helps the colors flow naturally with the shape of the hair. For the final step, create a new layer and set it to add glow. Then, apply a subtle glow to the lower part of the hair. This step is completely optional, but I personally like the extra brightness and visual interest it adds. And that's it! With just a few simple steps, you can create hair that looks vibrant, dimensional, and full of life. First, apply your base color evenly across the area. Then, add a soft gradient shade in a U shape to create volume and depth. Gently blend the edges using the fingertip tool or a blending tool so the transition looks smooth and natural. After that, add a few subtle strokes along the shaded area to bring in extra detail and texture. Now use a gradient map to pick the colors that best match the mood and lighting of your artwork. Now, how do you draw this on a character? Let's see.
Oh yeah.
You might ask how to use a gradient map. To use gradient map, first we need to create a new layer. Click on Layer, then select New Correction Layer. You'll see several options, and the last one is Gradient Map. After selecting Gradient Map, the color settings window will appear. Click on the color bar and choose your desired color, such as blue, red, or yellow. Once you've selected your preferred color, click OK. Then, drag the slider to adjust the desired brightness level. And that's it! Remember, great art isn't just about how you paint, it's also about choosing the right colors. See ya!